What's up, guys? It's Railroader Cabal here in Clash of Legions to do another 1 versus 1 video commentary. So I took a little bit of a break from casting. I just wanted to, go do some fishing and some other stuff, golfing. But now I'm back today here, and I'm going to be doing this VOD on the map Hell Valley. So let's get this game started here. So down on the bottom right, we see Marquis playing as the red faction. And then up in the top left is Shadow playing as the Cyan Blue. So both these players are going to be playing on this map here, Hell Valley, which is probably, I'd say this map is very fair, very even. I guess you could do a 2v2 on this map, but I think it's 1v1 if I'm not mistaken. So both players are going to set up refineries and barracks. Actually, looks like Shadow's going to be setting up his barracks way out the front here. Looks like he's doing the classic Terrans StarCraft 2 style here, just blocking in from he has enemies coming into this base here. It looks like we see a barracks, and he has smoke and Blizzard for his spell cards. And then what does he has? He has Goblin Scientist, Gnoll, High Priest, Primancer, and Wolf Riders as his cards. So that's pretty standard. You see, I don't see a lot of Goblin Scientists being played, but I think it received a buff, and as more players play Goblin Scientist, it's actually quite interesting. So he gets first Gnoll out, and he's placed another barracks here. Marquis, what are you doing? What do you got? You got Poison and Blizzard for your spell cards, and you got Vodoon, Gnoll, Ranger, Primancer, and Golem. Okay, so Marquis has been playing a lot of Golem recently. I think it probably has something to do with his play style. And quite honestly, I think I like this move here, because Gnoll's definitely... Oh, even it places an electrical tower here, so... No ice tower? I guess electrical tower is better for him. I don't know. But yeah, so Marquis has been playing a lot of... Golem in his decks, and I think it has something to do with playing 2v2, because if you play 2v2 and you play Golem, it is really really good card to have. But Shadow has got his Goblin Scientist out here, and I'm not sure, I don't have Goblin Scientist in my deck, so I can't really say what he does personally, but but we'll see. He did get a buff in the last patch, which was like a month ago now, so it seems like forever. But he's getting his Primancers and his Gnolls out, just doing standard stuff. He's got his 2 refineries out, pumping out some gas, which you need gas in this game here. And more Goblin Scientists are being built here by Shadow. Marquis, so you're doing the same thing. He's got 2 electrical towers. So I think he's just worried about the imp spam. The imp spam is still viable in this game here, but not too much. But Shadow's got his owl coming out here just to scout, see what Marquis has in his base. He's got to watch out that those owl doesn't get into the range of those electrical towers. But the problem with owls, though, is that electrical towers and ice towers actually have more vision and range than normal watchtowers, so they do get destroyed a lot faster. It's 2 shots from electrical tower to kill an owl, just so you know. Doesn't matter what the level is. But wow, Marquis is really playing the defensive game. 3 electrical towers. And by the way, I'm not sure if you know this, but electrical towers, they do actually carry, the cap space. So if you place one down, that's like 9 cap space you don't have when you're building your units. But yeah, here we go. Here, 1 electrical tower, go 1 shot there from that owl from that electrical tower. Level 5 versus level 9. Yeah, that doesn't seem fair. But Marquis is level 8 and Shadow is level 9. So actually, that's not too bad. So 3 barracks out now for Marquis. He's just gathering up a lot of his Gnolls and Vodoons, and I'm not sure if he's going to be building any. He's got Primancers. Okay, so he's Primancers. He's probably not too worried about bringing a Golem. As soon as I say that, he's building a Golem right now. And Shadow is bringing his forces here. He's got a line of Gnolls and also has a Goblin Scientist as well. So we will see how this works here. But another... one owl has been from Marquis has been coming out here, and he's going to spot this group here coming towards his base, and they got to be very careful they don't get spotted out. He also has a High Priest in that deck here too. So what's going to happen here? We will see. So the Goblin Scientists, they're going to be using a Blizzard support power coming in, as well as the Poison, and more Blizzards will coming in. Rangers versus Gnolls, and just is absolutely madness here. But that one Golem is doing just intense amounts of damage. And it's just providing a huge meat shield there for Marquis's forces. And that's just insane how many stuff that's down there. But those Goblin Scientists are just doing some damage to that Golem. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though, because those Goblin Priests, they're just going to be pushing away those forces. But unfortunately, that Golem for Marquis is able to do an insane amount of damage. And okay, so that's why those Goblin Scientists are there, because they can place the bubbles. That's why. So they place the bubbles down just to prevent those forces from gathering and destroying his base, and he's able to shoot from afar. So that is actually interesting. Goblin Scientists are worth their work is able to place down bubbles, and they do last a while, actually, now that I think of it. So is Shadow going to go for more Goblin Scientist? He is, and he's just streaming them across the map along with some Gnolls here. But with this amount of Gnolls here, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that, though. Goblin Scientists are good, and if they place down their bubbles here, they should do those so indeed. And then they do. 3 bubbles is able to stop that force here. And unfortunately for Marquis, he has to go take the long way around. Take the long way home. Take the long way around towards that force here. But wow, Shadow is really micromanaging his Goblin Scientist very nicely. He's able to stop both those assaults here, but now he has to deal with all these forces coming towards his base. And with this in mind, you know, there's 2 attack routes into towards expansion, which Shadow is able to do that right now. Marquis is going to be expanding soon, hopefully. But this massive force here coming in from Marquis is able to go in, and they're going to be doing some damage to that 1 Gnoll here from Shadow. But I'm assuming these Shadow Goblin Scientists are going to be blocking in. Yeah, 2 bubbles are able to stop that enough, and then even the Blizzard support power coming in from Shadow is able to push that force away. That 1 Golem is very heavily damaged, 37 HP. That is not healthy, and I think Marquis is going to try it again. He's able to provide a distraction and able to throw into the Blizzard as well, just to cause a little bit more damage, and not able to use the bubbles. Unfortunately, the bubbles do come in, and then that 1 Golem is able to go down. But now more forces are coming in. I'm not sure if those Goblin Scientists have enough bubbles to coming in support power, but they do use the poison, or that's the smoke. Sorry, that's the smoke, and they're able to push away all of those Primancers. So those bubbles are really causing Marquis a lot of headaches. Shadow's doing a really great job of using his Goblin Scientist to his full extent, able to put down the bubbles and able to stop him from getting closer towards his base, which allows Shadow to get his second expansion going and getting more units across the map here. He still has 3 barracks here, so that's pretty standard. He sure does need a lot more Primancers because he was able to contest with Marquis's Golems. He's able to do that. But more Rangers are being built now, as well as Gnolls. Here for Marquis, he should probably think about expanding very soon. I'm not sure if he realizes that or not, but I think he's just intent on gathering up another large force and heading straight towards Shadow's base. Shadow's already moving out with his level 7 Primancers, and then a couple of Goblin Scientists in effect here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Goblin Scientists, so that's enough for a couple bubbles here and there, and his 1 Gnoll here, just as his frontline units. But more Gnolls are just setting up at this expansion right here, so I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe Marquis is just anticipating a assault coming out here from Shadow, which looks like it's just coming in, and he's probably trying to fake out the fact that if he's able to use, or Shadow's able to use his bubbles, maybe he's able to do that, and then he can attack without having to worry about those bubbles coming in from those Goblin Scientists. But these force here coming in, and they do spot these Gnolls coming out here. And these bubbles are in support here, so he is able to fake them out. And that was great here. All those bubbles have been used. All 5 bubbles have been used. So maybe this is Marcus' opportunity to come in. But he also uses the poison, and those poison is really, really good and did a lot of damage to those Primancers. And unfortunately for Shadow, he doesn't have any healers in his deck, so he can't heal up those Primancers. And also, Marquis does have the Blizzard support power at his disposal here too, so he's able to inflict a ton of damage to this force coming in right here, and they do better be careful because there is an Electro Tower here as well, and that's going to cause a little bit of problems here. They do shut down 1 Goblin Scientist, so that's 1 less Goblin Scientist used for bubbles, so that's pretty good, but more forces streaming in from Shadow. He does have a second expansion up and going, but Marquis does not, and he's out of crystals, so that's not good. But look at this force here. Look at this. Primancers, Gnolls, Rangers, Voldunes, and Golems at his disposal. That's an insane deck here. And because these Golems are so slow, they got to be on the frontline unit combined with the Gnolls. And finally, Marquis starts to place down his second castle. But he's got to watch out that because Shadow's forces are coming straight from the top here. And one of these Golems here is going to spot him. I'm not sure if Shadow's going to be using his bubbles. I don't think he will. Maybe Marquis not really paying attention. But this 1 Gnoll is coming in for 1 Golem coming in. The bubbles do finally come in. Just a little bit of proc and prod damage, and is able to split up his forces, and in doing so, causing Marquis a lot of headaches. And using the poison and the Blizzard support power, or sorry, not the poison, but the smoke, because that's what Shadow has in his deck. But unfortunately, all those bubbles have been faded now, and then just back and forth and back and forth. But Shadow was able to dwindle down all of Marquis's forces, and that was just insane. All those bubble placements from those Goblin Scientists were doing wonders. for Shadow, and he's able to push into Marcus's base. Marcus just can't stop this because he's out of credits. He's got to get this castle finished, but unfortunately, Shadow is just pushing into the base, and that is GG for Marquis. Wow, the power of Goblin Scientists for Shadow was able to get him the win there. So that was pretty. That was an interesting game. It definitely shows us the power of Goblin Scientists and how you can like place those bubbles down and able to split up the forces of Marquis, and then just would dwindle down these forces so much that he was able to just use the Pyromancers just as to its full extent, as well as the Goblin Scientists. Okay, well that's an interesting game. Let's see the statistics here, and yeah, we'll see that Shadow more minerals collected, just enough of gas. More units summoned by just 4, and then more units defeated. So yeah, 28,033 to Shadow, and then 21,797 to Marquis. So that is an extra 7,000 in favor of Shadow. Okay, so there's your game on Hell Valley. My name is Cabal, and I will see you guys on next time.